As it's Women History Month, you all know I'm covering Indigenous African women and their contributions, and I'm still talking about women architects. And today I'm going to be featuring women in the Maasai community. I think the Maasai community is one of the communities, or rather the tribes, that is so popular. And the Maasai tribe actually resides both in Kenya, and we also have Maasais in Tanzania. The Maasai women in the Maasai tribes, they're the ones who are actually responsible of making sure that the whole family has a home. So they're architects. That's what we call people who make homes. So the fact that I feel like, we've not sort of like come around to talk about them and their work and find ways to build on what they currently have, I think it goes to highlighting the major gaps, especially in the African education, if you ask me. Now, let me just focus real quick to their contributions as women architects in their Maasai tribe. A typical home of the Maasai tribe is called Amanyata, or you can also call it Enkaji. Hey, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I believe it is Enkaji. So that's what you'd call the home. Then if you have many homes together, they're called a boma, but also boma is a Swahili word that means village. I don't know if there's a specific Maasai term for a village. I wasn't able to get it. If you're Maasai or you know about that, please do leave a comment down below so that we can all get educated. Now, let's talk about the structure itself, how it's built. Now, the building materials include poles. If you saw my video about the Gabra community, I was talking about this as well. They use poles, they use branches, a mixture of cow dung, mud, and water, so that they can be able to put the structures together, the house together. Now, the foundation of the structure is made up of the poles. And then now when everything is put together, that's when they come on with the mud and cow dung and water, and they plaster everything around. And you can see in this photo how it actually looks like. Now, I think the Maasai tribe is one of the tribes that has been well documented, and people have done so much research on them. And I found this picture that actually showcases the home. So you can see there is a central place here. You can see that there is a central corral, and then you can see that there are many homes. Unlike the Gabra community, I didn't get any information saying that the houses were built in a straight line, maybe from the elder to the youngest. I don't know if that's what the Maasai people do, but if you guys have information, please do leave down below. But I did see this beautiful illustration that actually showcased how they still do communal living. And if you go to the Maasai community, especially if you plan on visiting Maasai Mara or Serengeti, I believe the Maasai communities there, you can go and visit. It's one of the experiences that typically is being offered, to go and have a Maasai tribe life experience. They still live like this today. So acknowledging these women is really, really important, and I'm really intentional about doing this, because you can imagine that they have done this for thousands of years, from generations to generations to generations. So the fact that we never talk about this as Africans is just ridiculous to me. Anywho, and here is an actual structure of the home. Now, this is you can see that they have a bed and a bed, and then in the middle here, that's where they cook. You can see that in the middle, that's where they cook, and then there's a small enclosure on the side here where they keep the animals. So this is a typical Maasai home structure. So I guess my question to everyone who's listening here, especially if you're an architect or you know anyone who's an architect, I'm just curious, how is it that we can be able to use this kind of knowledge, in this indigenous knowledge, use that and be able to make something better or be able to improve the community? Well, I came across this video. It was a Swedish guy who was who had gone to Maasai Mara, and he was touched, and he was like, I want to find ways to rehabilitate the Maasai structures. He did not want to change them, but he wanted to rehabilitate them. And he did this beautiful 3D structure. Just look at this. He was showcasing how the roofing would be. Well, he was showcasing how things are at the moment. So he did like this 3D model of the home right now, and then he was trying to understand, okay, if this model was to be improved, how does it get improved? So this is what he was suggesting based on the 3D model. So you can see right there. So you have two beds. That's a platform that they've built. So the proposed version was this. So you can see that they are trying to put a vent. There's going to be solar lighting, and they were trying to actually find ways to ensure that there's good ventilation and also there's good lighting. So this is the model that he actually put together to showcase the kind of improvements that he could make. And I thought this was really interesting because I think nobody teaches this, especially in African schools. Nobody really focuses on this. And I think it's high time we find ways to build on what we currently have. And to me, this was absolutely fascinating. Just simple things could really improve the living of these people. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're from the Maasai tribe. Let me know what you think about African architecture, the architects that we've forgotten, especially women who've been the pillar of our communities, especially women in the Maasai tribe who actually are responsible for building the homes. That power of community, that power of us being together as a village. What do you guys think? Why is it that we never tell such stories? Why is it that we never talk about them? Why is it that our education system has robbed us of our culture, and we are currently just focusing on the modern, and we're not really focusing on how can we talk to people like them, get to understand their way of life, and be able to work with them to be able to improve the culture, to be able to hold the traditions high, to be able to hold our heritage high. Why is it that we never tell stories about them? Yeah? Why have we forgotten about them? Anyway, guys, until next time, cheers.